I think Jeremy is a phenomenal actor.
Oh, we know.
I think he's a wonderful actor, and he's a beautiful human being. But as an actor, I think he's right up there. Do you know what I mean? For me personally, I think he's the Al Pacino of his generation.
Wow.
I know that's a lot to put on your toes there.
Wow.
I think he's phenomenal. He's one of the finest I've ever worked with.
Joining the chat this morning is a friend of the show who's just picked an Emmy up for Adolescence, and the other already has 2 in the bag for that little show that everybody knows, The Bear. Good morning, Jeremy Allen White and Stephen Graham.
Yeah. Good morning.
You both okay, Stephen? You been offered a brew?
I've just got given a nice can of water by your lovely
Maddie the Baddie there.
Yeah,
fizzy water as well, your absolute favourite, right, Stephen?
I love a bit of fizzy water.
So you're in to tell us about your brand new film, which we've been to see. It's absolutely fantastic. We loved it. It's Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. Everyone will know Bruce Springsteen from Born in the USA, but for anyone wondering, tell us about your new film, because it's set before Bruce became a massive star that he is now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're kind of meeting Bruce right around 1981. And it's a period of kind of retrospection and sort of isolation for Bruce. And during that process, he's revisiting, his past and his youth. And that's where we see, Stephen for the first time. Stephen plays Bruce Springsteen's dad, Doug.
It's quite hard to watch at times, you playing his dad, especially the scene with the baseball bat and everything like that. It's like...
It was a heavy role to play, but in many respects, there was a wonderful young actor there who'd never acted before, little Matthew, do you know what I mean? Who was, I think he was phenomenal, the kid. Do you know what I mean? The way he played it, and it's just the wonder in his eyes. He was like a kid from a film called Angels with Dirty Faces. When I first met him, I was like, "You're okay?" And he was like, "Yeah, you okay?" And I was like, wow. And he went to me, "Do you like baseball?" And I was like, "Not really, but I'll get to like it if you want to tell me about it." So you have them moments where, look, personally, I think Jeremy is a phenomenal actor.
Oh, we know.
I think he's a wonderful actor, and he's a beautiful human being. But as an actor, I think he's right up there. Do you know what I mean? For me personally, I think he's the Al Pacino of his generation.
Wow.
I know that's a lot to put on your toes there.
Wow.
I think he's phenomenal. He's one of the finest I've ever worked with.
Yeah, I mean, both of you actually, as actors, have this ability to do this, where you can make us feel uncomfortable because you can sit in like silence. Both of you have a look in your eyes, and Jeremy, we notice that you see it in The Bear a lot, where you just feel like you're looking into your soul sometimes as that character.
Yeah, camera's right here, so,
right there, and you say so much without really doing anything. It is incredible, and I you both had me in tears during the movie, because it is an intense watch, and it's really, you both portray it so believably. I felt like I was watching the real story, and that's how it feels. I wondered how much you did to get into the role, because you said that Springsteen was very much involved in the film. Did I hear you genuinely learnt to play guitar? Here we go.
So I remember Scott Cooper came to me to talk to me about doing this film, and I was really excited to work with Scott. Really excited about the idea of doing a film about Springsteen, a man I admired very much. But I did ask Scott, "Are you sure you don't want to just cast someone who already knows how to sing and play the guitar?" And he said, "No, I think you got something that you can't learn. You can learn guitar, you can learn to sing." And so I started it.
Wait, so you were singing?
Yeah, singing the film.
That's his voice.
Yeah.
Did you?
I have to say, I didn't know that. I was. You're amazing. What?
Oh, thanks.
I really am shocked. I thought you were both winding me up then.
No.
Wow.
Seriously, that's him singing.
Wow.
A lot of it's pre-recorded and stuff, and
Yeah.
some of it's live, but yeah, it's my voice.
But when I turned up and stuff, the producers were like, "Have you heard him sing?" And I was like, "No," and they were like, "We couldn't believe it."
Oh, I thought it was just for the bit. So on the record you hear in the film, is that you as well?
Yeah.
Oh, because
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
What about when he builds up Born in the USA?
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And in real life, how did you get to with the guitar? Could you do the Wonderwall chords at least?
Well, the thing is, I got together with this lovely guitarist, JD Simo, and when we first started meeting, he's in Nashville, and so we got on Zoom like 6 times a week. And I told him, "Hey, I'm so excited, I'm so excited to learn how to play the guitar." And he says, "We don't have time to learn to play the guitar. we have time to learn 5 Bruce Springsteen songs. So it's interesting. Like I've picked up the guitar since, and somehow I always end up kind of just playing Mansion again. Like it's
That's
like I
good.
always
That's
end
all
up
you
back
need.
there.
That's all you
All I
need.
need. Yeah, just a party trick. Just a
All
party
right,
trick.
fellas, let's get another track on and we will speak to Jeremy and Stephen next. It's Capital Breakfast and we're still with the boss of Brooklyn and the king of Kirkby. It's Jeremy Allen White and Stephen Graham. You like that one?
I do, yeah. Nice one. Thanks, lads. Yeah.
Guys, you know what it's like. We take a lot of care of our guests here on Capital Breakfast, and Stephen, we loved having you on last time. Jeremy, we're very excited to have you on our show, and we know that this Hollywood life, it's mad. You get caught up in it, and we get worried about you all. So we thought, you know what, we're going to give you these as just a little bit of a keep you
Some little gifts from the film.
There we are. That's what one's for you.
It's lovely. What is
Hurly burly.
Because we know you're travelling a lot, so in the
Oh wow!
A St. Christopher.
yeah,
Oh my
in the
gosh.
exact style of
Wow.
Springsteen,
That
we've
is
got
so
your.
kind.
Do you know what? I haven't had one of these since I was a kid. Me nana bought me one of these when I was a kid.
Keep you
Stop.
safe.
Yeah.
It's a scene in the movie where
Yeah.
you get given one.
Of course, yeah. Faye, played by Odessa Young, so beautifully. Yeah,
And
yeah.
so
She
you
gives
put
me
my
St.
initials on the
Christopher.
back and everything. Oh, wow. That's
We just want you
lovely.
to take care of
This is so
yourself.
sweet,
you
you guys.
very
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
You're in to
gorgeous.
tell us about your brand new film, Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. We've got to ask, was how involved was Bruce? Just like I know him.
Bruce.
I'm a huge Bruce Springsteen fan. How involved was the boss? Was he there every day? Quick phone call?
He was there. He was there a lot. You know, he was very involved with Scott before I had anything to do with it, or Steve. You know, he was. Scott and the writer of this book, Deliver Me From Nowhere, which the film is kind of based on. Warren went to go meet Bruce and John Landau. You know, who Jeremy Strong plays in the film. So they've been a part of it from beginning to end. Bruce was on set a lot. I spent some time with Bruce before. Actually, the first time I met Bruce was here in London at Wembley in the summer of 2024. I got invited to sound check at Wembley.
was at that gig.
Oh, were you really?
that was
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah, so good.
And he pulled me up on stage after sound check. So the first 15 minutes we shared was center stage at an empty Wembley. So it feels very full circle
Wow.
being back here now. Yeah. Yeah.
What a
But,
way to be with Bruce.
Yeah.
When you say he was involved as well, it must be, from his point of view, it must be surreal seeing all this happen. Would he ever step in on any of the scenes? Like, maybe one of your lovemaking scenes, for example. When you come and say,
some pointers.
Jeremy,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
more
yeah.
passionate
That's
than
not how
that.
that would go. Yeah.
Excuse me, Jeremy, that's not the right angle.
No, I think he knew I was far too fragile to step in. And I mean, maybe he spoke to Scott Cooper, our director, every once in a while, but he was lovely. He was there as a support. He was always around. He gave space, but let us know he was always there should we need him. He was. He's the greatest. Yeah.
He really is. Right, we are going to play a few more songs and we'll carry on chatting to these absolute legends next. Capital Breakfast, and wow, we are so loving having these two guys on the show. It's Jeremy Allen White and Stephen Graham.
Yeah!
They're telling us about their new Bruce Springsteen film that you should go and see, Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. It is so good, and thank you again for joining us in the studio today. You've got your gifts, you've got all your presents and everything like that.
Well, we were just talking about how sort of, Bruce was on set with you guys, and obviously at times that must be quite weird because you are portraying his life. Stephen, you're portraying his father, which is a delicate subject. Was there ever a moment where you did exchange notes there and talk to him about it?
Just straight away, as soon as I met him, my research kind of was, I listened to the audiobook. And look, as actors, we're like chameleons, you know what I mean? But also, magpies, I've said this before, so I listened carefully to his audiobook and I noticed that when he spoke in his dad's persona, he changed his voice completely. And I became aware of that, and it was like kind of, he had this vision of what his perception of his dad was, and it really changed his tone. So when I mentioned it to him, he was like, I wasn't aware of that at all. So I basically nicked that. And then just, Scott Cooper is the reason why I was doing this film in the first place, because he's a wonderful director and he's fantastic. I think he's one of the best. His films about Americana are just beautiful, and his landscapes, and he's just a wonder. He's an actor's director, do you know what I mean? He really is. You get a buzz when you're on set with him, don't you?
Yeah.
And you just talk beautifully about his stuff, and then you just dive in. You jump off a cliff because you know he's got you.
Yeah.
And then it's just about discussing it, do you know what I mean? And finding the themes within it, and then just playing. and tapping into that well that we have. But having Bruce there was a major resource. Do you know what I mean? And there was times when he just touched me, put his hand on my shoulder, and he just looked at me, and I'd just be like, "Wow, okay, thank you."
See, that's so lovely that you made him aware of the way that he talks about his dad as well.
Yeah.
That's pretty special and amazing that he didn't really notice that before. Am I right that Bruce sent you a text as well? Is this true?
He did, yeah. He sent me a text being very complimentary of what I'd done.
Wow.
Yeah, it was lovely.
I had the chance to meet him once and had completely went to pot and just walked off. And it was after.
Well, you
a
see,
day.
I think it was
with him.
all right.
Yeah.
I think, but it was all right for me because if I'm dead honest, I wasn't a massive fan, and I don't mean that in a bad way. No,
I know what you're saying.
I was more into Grandmaster Flash and Melly Mel and all that, and a Tribe Called Quest and Stevie Wonder and all that was in my house. My Uncle Joey was a big fan of Bruce, do you know what I mean? But in our house, it wasn't really played, so I never really got into it. Then it was rave music, then it was Oasis, then it was, do you know what I mean? So I never really went down that road. So I had the wonderful opportunity to listen to Nebraska myself with fresh ears from a different perspective. And after watching his magnificent acting and the journey that Bruce went on making that film, I was able to really come at it from afresh, do you know what I mean, and listen to it. And now I think it's absolutely beautiful. What an album.
Yeah, it's amazing. It really is.
So I feel like, I was very blessed to be able to listen to it for the first time.
Yeah, you discovered it.
Yeah.
Which
was wonderful.
Yeah.
Guys, we're going to have to let you go. We need to say as well, congratulations on the Emmy, because we act like we've been dragged up and not said
cheers.
congratulations.
That's all right. Nice one.
Congrats. Jeremy, thanks to you, everybody in the UK cannot get hold of the old Henley t-shirts. I don't know if you know this.
Right, yeah.
They're completely sold out everywhere in the UK
shortage.
now. There is a national shortage. There
What,
is.
after you did that?
Because of his GQ.
GQ,
I
yeah.
do remember I was like, everyone's wearing these. You can't get them anywhere now. So coming in. Thanks so much for coming in. Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere is out in cinemas this Friday. Go and see it. It's really good. Give it up for our guests today, Jeremy Allen White and Stephen Graham.
Yes.